Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast on a mission to inspire a world where food makes us better, and also a world where health is easy and straightforward. Guys, as a person into self-development, into getting better, into doing your best and having all the energy you need to accomplish these amazing goals and visions that you have, as a person into all of that, you also might have a goal of getting better, improving your body composition, just to look better and feel more awesome. And when you look in the mirror, you there is some hard work there, and I just love the way I look, right? For so many different reasons, we might want to get into improving how we look, and a lot of times that would mean to learn how to burn up some fat for energy. And to burn fat for energy, believe it or not, guys, you don't just need to count calories or count anything food-wise and reducing that. Not just that, actually, there are certain nutrients that are absolutely required to burn fat for energy. Like fat burning as a process, it has requirements, and we need certain nutrients, certain keys that unlock that process of fat burning. And without them, no matter how little you eat and how much you exercise, if there are not enough of those two key nutrients, then you're not going to be burning any fat. Or at least not as effectively, not that efficiently. Usually we do get some of those nutrients, but not enough to maximize our fat loss. And again, guys, over the course of my coaching career and also over the course of many body transformations that I myself went through, many experiments, I learned that there is a hard way of doing things, of changing our body composition, of changing how we look, and there is an easier way. And so it's your choice whether you want to simplify it for yourself or make it more difficult. Like, why would you want to make it more difficult? Not sure. But guys, it's a scientific fact that fat burning needs these key nutrients, these two key nutrients to burn fat effectively for energy. And burning fat for energy is important, guys, because that is the only way you can reduce the amount of your body fat. Like the body fat that we have, it has nowhere to go except for being burned for energy. Like this is the only process that can help you to reduce the amount of body fat. We need to learn to help our body to burn fat for energy. And we need to provide these two key nutrients in abundance, not being deficient, but in abundance, because these nutrients are also involved in other vital processes in our body that might be more essential for our body than burning fat. So if we don't have these nutrients in abundance, the body will not be as effective as it could have been when it comes to burning fat for energy. So what are these nutrients, right? Angela, tell us what are these nutrients and where to get them. So that's exactly what I'm going to do right now. So these two nutrients are vitamin B2 or riboflavin and L-carnitine, that is an amino acid. So B2, riboflavin, and L-carnitine. Now, you might have heard about L-carnitine, maybe not so much about B2 and how important it is for fat loss, for fat burning. Maybe you heard about both of them, maybe none of them, it doesn't matter. But all you need to understand that these both are required to burn fat for energy. B2 or riboflavin helps to extract, it is needed to extract energy from fat. It is needed to extract that energy from the fat in foods that we eat to metabolize fat efficiently in the foods that we eat. Guys, so also if you're on a high fat diet, riboflavin or B2 vitamin is absolutely essential for your body to get enough energy from your fats. It's not just the fats that you eat that matter if you're on a keto diet, for example, but it also matters if you have enough B2 to actually get energy from those fats. Otherwise, those fats probably might end up either in your poop or on your body as your body fat. Just realize that. So B2 is needed to extract energy from foods, and it works not together, but separately. They work on this process of making energy, delivering that energy from our fats to our cells. So the process of burning fat, of making energy from fat, requires B2 to release that energy from fat molecules. And also, this process of fat burning, of making energy from fats in our foods or from our body fat, it requires L-carnitine. That is an amino acid that our body can make when we have other amino acids to make it from, and when we have abundance of vitamin C. So our body can make this amino acid, but it might not be, and as studies show, probably not as effective as if we supplement with that on top of that. So L-carnitine amino acid is needed to transport those fat molecules to make energy out of. It transports those fatty acids into our cells, into mitochondria, where they are burned for energy. And so B2 is needed to release that energy from fats. L-carnitine transports those fatty acids into the places where the energy is released from that fat. Might sound a little bit complicated, and you don't need to know the details, but you do need to understand this fact that effective fat burning process, turning fats in our foods or on our body into energy, this process will not go effective without abundant presence of B2, riboflavin, and L-carnitine in our system. Now, B2, I'm going to read you some science data about B2 and fat loss. So B2, losing weight increases our need for riboflavin or B2 by 60% during the active weight loss phase. Doing 20-50 minutes of cardio 6 days a week increases our need for riboflavin by 60%. So guys, if you're into cardio, if you are into running, any other kinds of cardio workouts, that increases the need for B2 or riboflavin by 60%. Doing both, losing weight and doing cardio, that a lot of people, and you guys including you might be doing cardio and losing weight. That might be the reason why you're doing cardio, to lose weight, right? So doing those both, cardio and losing weight, doubles the amount of riboflavin requirement. And what's nuts is that when we are losing weight, we are eating less food, and usually less of those foods that have a lot of B2 or riboflavin. So we eat less food, but our requirement for that B2 doubles. And that's why for a lot of people, fat loss doesn't go as smooth as they'd like. Partially there are other reasons involved, like other strategies, not being consistent, but also it might be a simple thing as not having enough B2 and L-carnitine. So B2, where do we find this fat burning vitamin? In things like eggs, specifically yolks. So this fatty part of the egg. So one egg, for example, chicken egg, is 20% of riboflavin. But remember that 20% of 100%, if we're not losing weight or doing a lot of cardio, if we're taking into account that we are doing those things, then it's not going to be 20%, it's going to be only 10% of actual requirement for effective fat loss doing cardio. So 1 egg, 20%. Then we have seafood, another super great source of B2 that is kind of light, also not a lot of fat, not a lot of calories. That might be a concern for you when you're trying to lose fat. So let's take some B2 rich shellfish. So crab is really good source of B2. About 150, 160 grams of crab meat is about 110% of B2. So just remember, crab is good for B2. Mussels are also quite good source and also light in calories and also rich in omega-3s and minerals. So mussels, 150, 160 grams, 44% of B2. So crab and mussels, lean and healthy, full of other nutrients and rich in B2, this fat-burning vitamin. Then we have things like organ meats. All kinds of livers are really rich in B2. Let's take chicken livers that are also quite light. 80 grams of chicken livers is about 20% of B2. So if you eat like 150 grams, so it's going to be 40%. Then we have, let's say, things like beef. So beef steak, 240-50 grams is about, let me see, B2 is about 46%. But of course, steak is quite a caloric item. But if you're into steaks, a lot of them, you might be getting a quite good amount of vitamin B2. Again, it's about 40% per 250 grams. We have yogurts. For cow's yogurt, 150 grams of Greek style kind of yogurt with medium fat amount is about 20% of B2 per 150 grams. Now, sheep yogurt is actually quite good. It doubles the amount, so about 40% of B2 in 150 regular size cup of sheep yogurt. So that when it comes to dairy. And these are probably the richest sources of B2. So not a lot of options, especially for vegans and vegetarians, guys. If you're vegan and vegetarian, then you need to supplement for sure. But as an advice from someone who helped a lot of people to increase their lean body mass and decrease their fat mass, I highly recommend to look into B2 supplementation. It's so easy to do. Every B2 complex or multivitamin would have B2. There is no toxicity. You can take as much as you want B2. All forms work well. So it's a really great way to make sure that you're getting enough to maximize your fat loss, especially if you're doing a lot of cardio activities. So B2, the foods that you can get quite a lot of it from, crab meat especially. Then also we have mussels, we have eggs, we have chicken livers and other organ meats, we have yogurts, especially sheep yogurt. Beef is quite a good source if you eat a lot of it. Again, I would highly suggest you supplement with it if you are going through active weight loss phase. So B2, we need it to make energy out of fats. Now, the second part of effective fat loss is L-carnitine that is needed to transport those fats in places in our cells where energy can be made out of those fats. So L-carnitine, that fat transporter, we can get some of it from fish and meat, but again, to maximize fat loss, you'll need to eat quite a lot of that. And also L-carnitine is needed might be needed for different purposes, and we might not be able for one reason or the other to make enough of it. And fat loss isn't something that your body is specifically interested in doing, because less fat means less security if hunger, if famine comes, right? So the body is not really interested in making your fat loss as effective as possible for that specific reason, and also for the reason that L-carnitine is really hard to measure whether your body is getting enough or not getting enough, making enough or not making enough. So I always suggest my clients to supplement with pure L-carnitine without any additives, any like sweeteners, any colorings that you can find in liquid L-carnitine, right? The amount of that you'll need is probably about 1,500 milligrams to 1,500 milligrams to 2,000 milligrams. So 1,500 or 2,000 milligrams of L-carnitine in pure form. That's what I recommend. Also, L-carnitine will help you to improve your energy metabolism in general. Some studies suggest it might improve your heart health and your brain performance. So it's good for so many reasons, but it specifically is needed for effective fat loss. And again, from foods, hard to get, and you never really know how much you're getting. You never really know how much of it your body is making, because your body is not interested in the most effective fat loss. It's just not the very vital function for your body, even though it might seem like it's an important thing for you to look better. For your body, it's not really that important burning fat, because fat, for the body, when it comes to survival, it's good to have some more body fat than less, because that is kind of like insurance policy for the body to not starve to death, right? So to get around that and make our fat loss more effective, we just want to make sure that our body has everything it needs to burn fat for energy. And especially on a high fat diet, you want to make sure that L-carnitine and B2, they're covered with supplements. I really highly recommend all of you guys who are on a high fat diet to supplement. But also, if you are into fat loss, if you are trying to get leaner, trimmer, for sure, B2 and L-carnitine also supplement, because making sure every day that you're getting a lot of it from foods, eating a lot of seafood or organ meats or meat and eggs and sheep or Greek yogurt, it can be overwhelming, and that's probably not something you want to have overwhelm on top of your fat loss program. So B2 supplement, just get regular supplement for either B complex or multivitamin. You're going to get enough there. Make sure to supplement with pure L-carnitine, 1,500 milligrams or 2,000 milligrams of L-carnitine in pure form without sweeteners and artificial colorings. And you're good to go to burn some fat for energy and to look leaner and trimmer. So use this tip, this hack, and it's not really a hack, it's just how our body works, how our biochemistry works. So use this tip, share it with your friends who are trying to get leaner. Just make sure that they are getting enough L-carnitine and B2. Let me know what you think about this episode, and if it makes sense to you or you need some more information. Whatever questions arise, let me know. I'll address them. I'll help you out to make sure that your fat loss plan is as effective as it can be. So ask questions, learn more, learn better, share, so together you are better fat burners, right? And guys, stay tuned for tomorrow's episode, nutrients for energy. So you have a lot of energy every day, right? There are also specific nutrients that the body needs to make maximum amount of energy. So that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. But today, as usual, eat better daily.